Painting businesses don't have slow seasons. The truth is, you don't have the right system in place to keep you busy during the slow season. That's all. And I remember that I kept losing good painters, and it wasn't because they were bad painters. It was because I couldn't keep them busy enough. So in this video, I'll show you how to keep your crews busy even in the slow season, and it's the same system we use to hit 71,000 a month consistently. I call it the PCC system. So to start, let me show you the first step in the PCC system. Okay, so imagine for a second that you go to the doctor and the doctor is telling you, hey, we're gonna have to do surgery on you. I'm sorry, surgery has to be done. There's no other way around it. I wish there was, but yeah. You're probably gonna be thinking, whoa, hold on. Surgery? Anesthesia? What are you talking about? What's wrong with me? Why do I need surgery? So why am I telling you this? It's because it's the same way with homeowners. When you're throwing ads, when you're door knocking, whatever way you're using to get more people in the door so you can paint more houses, they don't understand yet why they should make painting a priority. Why? Because they're so busy nowadays. You think they're thinking about painting 24/7? They don't. And so your job is to make sure that you're bringing enough problems, you're making them realize, hey, this is why you need to paint, without you telling them. They have to see it themselves. It's the same way with the doctor. When he shows you the screening, you see what's wrong with your body, and then he goes and quickly explains, if you don't do anything, what's gonna happen. Then you start thinking about surgery because you now understand why you need it. Same way is with homeowners. You have to make sure that they understand the pain. They make sure that they see the problem. Hey, if I don't fix this, it's gonna be trouble. That's all you're doing. In your ads, in door knocking, in everything that you're doing to get more painting projects, you wanna expand the pain. But that's easier said than done. How do you actually create more pain? If you're doing ads, if you're doing any type of door knocking, whatever you're doing to get more leads and estimates, you just wanna bring it to awareness. Ask a question. Let me give you an example. If it's paid ads, in your hook, you wanna say city homeowners, whatever city you are, city homeowners. Is your home looking something like this? And then just show a picture of a deteriorated home, a deteriorated fascia, whatever it may be, so it creates some doubt. What does my home actually look like? Oh no, I think I did see that. What's the problem with that? And then you educate. If your home is looking like this, then it probably means that you haven't painted your home for X amount of years, whatever years you think that might be different in different areas. And what could happen is X, Y, and Z problem. So that could be you might have to replace your fascia, and that's gonna be very expensive. Your stucco might crack even more. Your wood is gonna rotten, and more cracks are gonna happen. So all these things that you can bring into awareness because you're the professional. They don't think this themselves. And once you start bringing that into attention, they start to worry and they're like, oh my goodness, maybe I should probably get an estimate to see how much it costs. You see how that works? Now, if you're doing door to door, you're talking to the person one-on-one. You want to ask questions. You don't want to just come knock on the door and start explaining, if your home is looking like this, then it probably means that you have to replace your fascia, because then they're just going to be like, okay, I'm good, thank you. And they're just going to slam the door in front of you. What you want to do is just ask a question. Hey, when was the last time you painted? 5 years ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's because I was just stopping by, I mean, I gotta get going to an appointment here. But we were actually in the neighborhood because a lot of the homes here have been deteriorated by the heavy weather. And I was just kind of concerned. It's been 5 years. What's actually preventing you from painting before? You're planting a seed of doubt, and they start to think, oh, yeah, what's actually preventing me from painting 5 years ago? I mean, I guess I never thought of it as a priority, they might say. And then you just keep asking questions to make them realize the problems. Yeah, well, Kathy over there, the neighbor across the street, she didn't really think about painting until it was time to paint. But usually when it's time to paint, most people can already tell that you're a smart guy. And so I know that you care about your home. I mean, I can see that you take care of your garden and stuff like that. That's really good. But most people, I mean, I feel a little bit bad for them because they wait until their home is deteriorating for them to do something, and then the expensive repairs start stacking up. I mean, I feel a little bit bad for them. Have you always been this type of person who cares about his home? Yes, I always been this type of person. But how much does it cost? They might tell you. Well, it really depends. I probably have to walk around your home, and then I can even give you an estimate right now if you like. But you see what you're doing? You're now putting it on him. You're making him realize, okay, if I don't do anything, it might be trouble. Now he's thinking, how much does it cost? That shows interest. All you have to do now is make sure that you make it his idea and that it's not your idea. You see how that works? And the way that you're gonna do that is just by asking what prevented you from painting your home. Have you considered what could happen? You can give examples of homeowners around the area who actually painted their home with you, right? Like, make this ethical and let them know the truth, that they waited too long and it turned out to be more labor. It's not a lie. You're not lying here. And you're being ethical because you're communicating that to the homeowner and you're preventing him from more expensive repairs. Do you see how that works? So that's how you actually gonna go about bringing awareness. I'll just give you a quick recap. If you're doing ads, make sure you're saying it. You show visuals and you're explaining, you educate them what could happen. And if they keep watching, that's fine. You have permission to do that. But when it comes to one-on-one, you can't just be a robot, start spitting whatever you think it's going to be appropriate. You have to make it into a question. You have to have a conversation, and it doesn't have to sound scripted. Just make him realize what prevented him, inform him what Kathy did, or whatever neighbor, and how it was trouble for them to wait more because it turned out to be more work. And then if he asks you for price, oh yeah, that's not a problem. I mean, I can walk you through, kind of like the pricing structures that it has. It's really going to depend on your home's condition, what type of paint and all those factors. But I mean, once I discover that, I can give you a price. Would that be appropriate? Yes, it would. Okay. I mean, if you're open to it, we can walk right now. We can schedule a time. What works better for you? I'm busy right now. Let's schedule a time. Boom. Now you got an estimate out of thin air. And that's how it works. But the thing is, you would never have gotten that estimate if you just would have said, hey, you want a free estimate to paint your home? No, I'm not interested. Boom. There's no awareness. They don't understand why. Just like the doctor, hey, you want some surgery? Of course not. I'm good. Now, let's move on to the second step so you can grow faster your painting business. So imagine for a second that you're going to school. Imagine that you're a schoolboy back again. And this guy comes up to you and starts talking to you. Hey, what's your name? And he starts being likable. But immediately, like, just after a couple, like, chit-chat, he's like, hey, man, can I come to your house and meet your parents? And then maybe I can stay over the night? Would that be okay with you? You'd probably be like, okay, that's kind of sus. I don't know if I should let this guy come into my house, meet my family, and even sleep with me in the same row. I don't know, man. And he's trying to kill me or something? Now imagine the second scenario. Someone you barely met, he has a chit chat with you, and then he's like, hey, I think it'd be fun if we hang out sometimes later today, after school. Yeah, for sure. You hang out with them. Maybe he even presents you to his family first. And then let's say that he still suggests, yeah, what if we hang out with your family? We go meet them, and then, maybe we can do like a sleepover. Only if you think it's appropriate, though. You're probably more likely to say, I mean, sure, why not? Even though you met the guy the first day, just like the other guy. Why? Because he built a connection first. So why am I telling you this? The same way is with homeowners. You have to build a connection. You can't expect them to build a connection with you. You have to be the one doing that. And the more connection you have, the more you position yourself differently from all the other painters that seem just transactional. What do I mean by transactional? They just give an estimate. Do you want to do the painting project? Sure. Okay. No, too expensive. It really just comes down to price and quality. That's about all. Instead, now you position yourself differently. You position yourself as a company that, like, this guy seems like he actually cares about me. Even though we're just going to paint, I actually have more trust on this guy. Do you see how that works? So how do you actually build connection? So I'm actually going to break it down to you because it's not the type of connection that you might be thinking about. Step one, you want to focus on your customer and not talk about yourself. So whenever you have an opportunity to talk about yourself, remove it. Don't talk about yourself. Only if the homeowner asks you. But if he doesn't ask you, don't start bluffing. Oh, my son this. Oh, my company this. Oh, we actually painted this project here, this and this. They don't care. Only if they ask you. So always make sure that you're focusing on the customer and you're listening to them. Ask them questions. Find out about their situation. What makes them excited to paint their home? What makes them fearful if they don't paint their home? Find out what matters to them. That's the whole reason you're there. Step two, you want to be seen as an authority. So you don't want to just be the bopping head who, like, whatever the homeowner says, you're going to be like, yep, okay, yep, uh-huh. You don't want to just be like that. You want to be an authority. And what do authorities do? They, of course, listen to you. But whenever they see something that you did wrong, they're willing to call it out in a nice way. So let me give you an example. If the homeowner says, I want to make sure that my home looks nice and it has to be cheap, don't accept that, because you know realistically that you cannot charge cheap if they want quality. You have to charge your prices. So then you have to build a connection in a way that he sees you an authority. So you probably say something like, I totally hear you there. Can I make a suggestion though? How does paying cheap compare to you actually having a beautiful home though? A home that is going to last you probably more than 15 years. Well, it's because, no, I get that. Of course I have to invest, but like, I'm not willing to pay too much. Well, can I tell you something without you getting pissed off with me? Yes. Usually when we decide to save a couple bucks and we want something nice, do you feel like we get the quality that we're looking for? It always turns out to be more expensive at the end because it wasn't the quality that we were looking for. Is that okay for me to say? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so like in your perspective, man, if you want to have better quality, do you feel like you gave yourself sufficient budget to actually have a beautiful home, or how do you feel? Yeah, I think that's a nice perspective. I think maybe, yeah, nice things do cost, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I might be wrong. What do you think? And you see what you're doing there? Now you pre-handle the objection about price and you got him focused on the results. Hey, if you're having a beautiful home, it's expensive. Do you have the budget for this? Okay, I'm just being real with you. If you want a beautiful painted home, it's going to require some type of investment. And now he sees you as an authority because he didn't just step down on you. He didn't just step on you like every single other painter who says, I want cheap price. Yeah. I'll do good job and I'll cheap price. The cheapest in the market. Yes. I'm your little bitch. You're never going to grow your painting business that way. And the homeowner actually loses trust on you because nobody likes to have someone that they can step on. The reality is everybody respects the guy who maintains his spot, who has the balls to challenge in a nice way, like a nice leader does. That's what homeowners respect. People who respect themselves and who are honest enough to say, hey, if you want quality, it's going to require some type of investment, and making them realize this. And step number 3, never get offended. Never, ever start yelling to the homeowner. Never let your emotions take control. Always be disciplined enough to know that you're in control. If the homeowner decides to paint or not with you, that's fine. At the end of the day, who has the problem? Do you have the problem? Or does he have the problem because he didn't paint his home? It's the homeowner. You want to make sure that you're not desperate. If you said that you have the problem, then you need to start working on yourself. Because how are you going to be able to help someone when you can't even help yourself? You see how that works? I hope you don't get offended by that. First, help yourself if you want to help other people. And once you help yourself, now, whether the homeowner paints with you or not, there's no problem. He has the decision at the end of the day, and you know that you can do a good work. And if you actually try to communicate that the right way, then there's no need to get offended. There's no need to get pissed off, because rejection, it's really just your ego trying to protect you. So what do I mean by this? I'll keep this short. But whenever you get rejected, the reason you get offended and you start yelling is because your ego got hurt and you're trying to protect yourself. So once you realize that, now that I said it that way, it drops the importance down, because it's like, hey, I don't need to make my ego feel better from this homeowner. Like, why would I want the approval of this homeowner? The only approval I should care about is myself. And as long as you're actually doing good shit, like you're actually doing the best you can, there's no need to get approval from homeowners. And so if they reject you, that's fine. Hey, I don't got the problems, you got the problems. What do you think is the best decision? Okay, it's not with me, that's fine. And then most of the time, homeowners start to feel this energy that, hey, yeah, he's not desperate. He's actually here to help me out. I want to work with people like this. I don't want to work with the painter who just wants to make a quick buck and that's why he's charging cheap. You see how that works? Now, the last step in the PCC system is very important. So listen up. So think about a doctor. A doctor who you go, he checks you up, right? He kind of shows you what was happening in the x-rays, whatever exam they did, but he didn't explain the consequences and gave you a reason to act now. He just says, hey man, so I'm gonna email you the surgery, the procedure, how much it's gonna cost. If you want to do it, that's great. If not, that's fine. Doesn't matter. I have other patients as well. Just take a look at that email and let me know, okay? This is the problem that you have right here. So yeah, just check it out in your email, okay? All right, you have a good one. What do you think is usually going to happen? Well, you're probably going to look at that email. You're confused. I have more questions. Should I do it? Indecision is going to kick in. And it's not your fault. It's the doctor's fault. Because the reality is, if a doctor were to do that, he'd be a bad doctor. Instead, you want the type of doctor that shows up, he shows you the problems, and then he helps you say, hey, you have to do the surgery because if you don't, this is going to happen. Do you want that to happen? At the end of the day, it's your decision, but I'm just being real with you. If we don't do something about this, you could probably get sicker. You could probably die, whatever it may be. That type of doctor could save your life. That type of doctor makes society better. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because the same way is with homeowners. Most painters think that selling homeowners is seen as a bad thing. It's seen as I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be seen that way. Well, can I offer you a new perspective? If you were just to ask questions that helps the homeowners realize why they need to paint, are you obligating them or are you just helping them come to their own conclusions on why they need to act now? It's not like you're putting a gun in their head and telling them, if you don't give me money, then there's going to be trouble. You're not doing that. You're just helping them realize that painting is a priority. And that's exactly what I would do with my painting business. Every single time I gave an estimate, I never send it by email. I always tackle the objections in front of the homeowner. I ask them what's holding them back. Can I share a perspective? If you don't do anything, your home is going to keep getting worse. And if price is a concern for you, having extra repairs, man, what's it really going to cost you having way more? And then homeowners give me the real answer. And they're like, yeah, it's going to be more expensive. But I don't know, Carlos. So is there other options? Yeah, I mean, we can break it down into payments. Would that make it easier for you? Yes, that would. Okay, you want to do that. I don't want to force you into anything. No, yeah, for sure, Carlos. I appreciate that. Let's do it. You see the difference? It's not me coming and saying, hey, what's preventing you? If you don't do anything, then you're gonna lose out, and using this like really pushy tactics. That's not what I'm saying here. It's just asking questions in a way that you challenge the homeowner in a nice way because you're trying to help them, and them themselves realize, yeah, if I don't do something, it's gonna be trouble. Let me own my decision. And then just asking, are you sure? I just want to make sure that you're actually doing this because you want to do it. Yes, I want to do it because I want to do it. You see the difference? You're working together as normal people should do. Because the reality is sending quotes by email is costing you thousands of dollars because you cannot help a homeowner resolve their concerns in person anymore. And the chances that they call you after they seen the price is pretty low. They're probably just going to ghost you. But how do you actually do this? Well, it's actually pretty simple. step one, make sure that you stay after the estimate. You walk through it with them. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You show them the price. Any questions, any concerns? Step two, you're gonna ask for the sale. If they say no, there's no concerns. Okay, well, would it make sense for us to put you in our schedule so you can get a beautiful home, or how do you feel? Ask for the sale. Sometimes just doing that's gonna bump your closing rate way higher. You're gonna help more homeowners. You're gonna do more painting projects, aka you're gonna grow your business more. And step three, if they say like no, I just wanna think it over, don't buy into that story. Find out why they're trying to wait. What's holding them back? There's a concern, but after they have the price, it's like I have a glass of water right here, and now I'm talking to you. You're probably seeing this water, and you're not thinking about what I'm saying 100%. So the same way is with homeowners. Once you drop that price, you're just seeing that price, and whatever you're saying is just going from one year to the other. And so you want to bring them back to reality. Okay, let's put the price aside for a second. What's really holding you back? Well, it's more expensive than I thought. What does expensive mean? When you say expensive, what does that mean? Oh, well, it's just we don't have the type of money. Well, can I offer you a perspective? Yes, your home is deteriorating. Can we both agree on that? Yes, we can agree on that. So you're not painting right now. Your home keeps getting worse. Realistically, when do you see yourself getting the investment with those extra repairs later on and painting on top of it? Be real with me. Well, I haven't thought about that. Well, if you really thought about it, yeah, that could be trouble. I mean, I won't have it. Yeah, well, I mean, do you want to have more expensive repairs if you didn't have to? No, of course not, but I just don't have that type of money. Okay. So if we were to break it down for you, would that help you out? Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, that will help. But like, can you show me some options? And then you just get it through some financial help, a firm. There's so many platforms nowadays that you could help these people. So there's no excuse to not doing it. And you know that they have the problems. Help them resolve their own concerns. And then most of the time, they're going to be happy at the end of the day. I got so many estimates of people who told me, Carlos, I'm going to think it over. I managed to help them resolve that. They ended up moving forward with me. And I have video testimonials of them saying, yeah, I'm glad I did it. Really recommend you guys. I now have a beautiful home. My fascia was looking horrible. I have those video testimonials of those homeowners. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to regret it. They're not going to feel like they got scammed. They are going to feel thankful that you did something to help them resolve that. All right? So that's all for today. But there's one more thing. Hold on. There's one more thing. If you miss this, you're never going to grow your painting business. So watch this video right here. I break down my full sales script. It's been proven. I did door knocking, estimating for the past 3 years for my painting business. Try that script. It's really going to work for you. I'm going to put the video along right here. It's going to definitely grow your painting business, all right? But obviously, you have to watch that video. You have to apply the script. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Anyways, I put it right here, somewhere right here. My name is Carlos. Take care. Bye-bye.